No. No. We were all excited for Hogan and Bischoff coming to TNA. No doubt. What we ended up getting, however, what? They took TNA when TNA was doing its best that it's done in ages, and they reduced it to a watered-down crap version of the WWE. Borderline WCW 2000. Okay? And I wasn't expecting that at all. You know, I'm watching the show, and at first I was just like, this really isn't what I expected. And then I just went like, you know what? Screw this crap. Look at WWE. Holy crap. Who are these guys attacking Raw? Who's that guy choking Justin Roberts? Oh, look, they're just destroying everything. Who are these guys? The Nexus? Wow, the Nexus. And TNA, what are you doing? Putting a bunch of old guys in the main event? Getting the Nasty Boys to have a rivalry with Team 3D and all this. Just no, TNA, go away. I want to watch these Nexus guys. You know these Nexus people in WWE. They're gonna last. They're gonna last a while. Yeah, that didn't happen. But still, I was really getting back into WWE. I was seeing what they were doing, and I was seeing what TNA was doing, and it was like, okay, TNA, you're meant to be an alternative to the WWE, yet what you're doing is the same stuff that WWE does. Or more accurately, you're doing the same stuff that WCW did in 2000. You know? And it's just, and like I said, they pushed old guys, and I'm not against having old guys in a company. I'm talking like, well, Sting, okay, he's my favorite wrestler, but I gotta admit he's up there. You know, like Sting, or maybe like guys from another company like Kurt Angle, who's done pretty well for himself in TNA, or you know, like the Band, like they had for a little bit, the Nasty Boys, Sean Morley, you know, Val Venus, whatever the crap his name was. Now, I'm not against having these people in your company, but if you're going to take in, you know, older guys who have a name for themselves in the wrestling business, and you pull them into your company, the point's not to push them to the moon. The point should be to help them establish the next generation of stars. I mean, sure, you can have, you know, I don't think it's that bad to have Sting or Kurt Angle be the World Heavyweight Champion and have a run with the title. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying their main goal should be to help push and establish new stars. And that's how the company should use them. And that's not what was happening in TNA in 2010. 2010 was a very, very rough year for TNA. And a lot of change came. Not good change. And I'm not even gonna. I don't even care about 6-sided versus 4-sided. You know, the ring. I mean, of course, I don't think I would have been as hard as Hogan was, saying these gimmicks only got you so far, or whatnot. I mean, I agree that the 6-sided ring was unique to TNA, and it was kind of one of those things that made TNA who they were. But guys, how many sides your ring is doesn't dictate how good your company is. And that's where it begins and ends, you know. I mean, yeah, the 6-sided ring was nice because it did look a little different than WWE, but what's important is what goes on between those ropes. If the action between the ropes is good. If it's good technical wrestling, if it's great wrestling that makes me want to keep watching the product, then I don't care if it's 4-sided, 6-sided, 8-sided, 12-sided, I don't care. Just make sure that wrestling's good. And make sure your storylines are even better. And that's another thing. The storylines and the booking. I'm telling you, this was WCW 2000 stuff. You know? It's just, you know, and, like, what is this crap, you know? I couldn't believe that. I got so excited for these guys, and I fell for it, you know? We all did. You know, ratings started to go down. Critically, the shows were in the tank. You know? It didn't work. It wasn't working at all. So, yet again, I stopped watching TNA. And I literally did not watch TNA for... I did not watch a single TNA episode all the way through for 2.5 years, maybe? I didn't watch a single TNA episode. Yeah, that's how much of a sour impact Wrestling had on me. You know, it's like, okay, if they're not going to make a legit attempt to impress me, if they're not actually going to seriously try to provide a product that's not only different than the WWE, but superior than the WWE, what's the point? If they're going to try to be successful doing the same thing WWE's doing, what's the point? It's like, you go into the supermarket, okay? You go to Walmart, all right? And you go to the drink aisle, and you're standing there, and you see a 12-pack of Coca-Cola for, I don't know, $1.29, okay? And then right next to it, you see cola, just straight up cola, for, I don't know, 80 cents. $1.29 versus 80 cents. So you're like, you know what? I'm a little light on cash this week. Let me go get the cola. So you get the cola. You get the 12-pack of cola, and you go to home. You put that thing in the fridge. A couple hours later, you drink the cola, and you're like, it's all right. You know, it's not particularly mind-blowing or anything. I mean, it'll do, but wow. So next week, you go back to the store, and you see that same Coca-Cola and cola, $1.29 versus 80 cents, and you're like, you know what? Why not? Coca-Cola. I'm gonna try this Coca-Cola thing. And you open it up, and you take a sip of Coca-Cola, and you're like, holy crap! This is how it's done. This is how you do Coke. Not that Coke, this Coke, the drink. This is how you do soda. And that's how I compared WWE and TNA back then. You know, WWE's Coca-Cola, TNA's Coke, Cola. You know, TNA's the off-brand of WWE. You know, for when you can't quite afford the name brand, you got the off-brand, which, you know, gets the job done, but doesn't work anywhere as good as the name brand. And that was TNA to me. It was just a cheap, low-rent, nonsensical version of WWE. So, you might be asking, okay then, how come at the beginning of this rant fest, you applauded TNA and you said, you've got me back? Well, let me explain. I had made the statement back during this 2.5-year drought that, oh, TNA, y'all are so terrible. Y'all are the laughingstock of wrestling. You cannot write a good show to save your lives, and I have given up any kind of faith that you'll ever become big. I mean, big. Well, I have to admit, I have a lot of crow to eat. Okay. First off, I've become, let's just say, I've become disenchanted with WWE. Alright. The 3-hour Raws are just, oh my god, they are so slow. They're so, they're so boring at times, 3-hour Raw is a terrible, terrible idea. Yet, they still keep it. Hey, what do I know? But, so the 3-hour Raws have been, I just really stopped watching Raw, really. I can't handle it. I have no desire to sit through 3 hours of stuff when really I only want to see maybe an hour of it tops. At least with 2 hours, there was less stuff you had to sit through. 3 hours is just, whew, I've already gone on a rant on 3-hour Raw. But anyway, so I wasn't really watching WWE. I mean, I watched the pay-per-views with my friends. I watched the pay-per-views, and I kept up with the product. Like, I would read a weekly. Yeah, say that 3 times fast. I would read a weekly report about the show, about what happened, and I did catch a little bit every couple weeks. But as for actually sitting through the entire show, I didn't really do that too often. TNA, on the other hand, TNA just no, get that away from me. Get that away from me. That did not want anything to do with TNA. And I am kicking myself right now because, well, hey, that was stupid. So this is going on. TNA Lockdown 2013. I didn't watch it, but a couple things about that show got me. One, they had 10,000 people at that show. And I've watched some of the show. It looks amazing. I'm telling you, they took that gigantic sports stadium and they made it look phenomenal on TV. They did a fantastic. It really looks like there's 10,000 people. 10,000 people at a TNA show? Holy crap! And then I read the results. I read that it was a pretty good show, but what hooked me, what got me interested again, was the fact that Bully Ray was revealed as the Aces and Eights president. What? Okay. I have been kind of keeping up with TNA, not a whole lot, but I would often, every now and then, read reports about what was happening, and I would look at, pay-per-view results and whatnot, and I knew that Bully Ray was a face. I knew that he married, or he was in a relationship with Brooke Hogan. I knew that I kind of knew about the Aces and Eights, but not too much, I knew they were kind of this gang that was running roughshod on TNA, and I know Bully was a good force against them. Of course, people say that it was obvious that, or it was being built up that Bully Ray would be the leader. I didn't know. I wasn't watching the show, so I heard that Bully Ray was president. I was like, whoa, okay, that's weird. Along with it being a good show, along with there being 10,000 people at the show, I was like, okay, maybe TNA's on something. I don't know. Maybe they are. And then I hear that Impact Wrestling, as it's now called, is going on the road every week. And I was like, I'm going to watch Impact this Thursday, aren't I? Yeah, I am. Okay. So I watched that Impact. March 14th, was it? The first live show from the Sears Center, Chicago. It was pretty good. It was really good. And that building, the Sears Center, Chicago, wow. I don't know how many people were really at that show, but on camera at least, it looked like every seat was filled in that building. They did a great job of making that place look good. Looked good. And TNA looked so good. You know, they really looked major league that night. And now, they look major league now. And I've watched these past 2 weeks of Impact Wrestling and TNA. You've made me a fan again. You have made me a fan again. You've made me a fan. You've made me so much a fan that I went back. Okay. I went back and I ordered Slammiversary 10, Destination X 2012, and Bound for Glory 2012 from your website. I watched all three of these shows. These were three awesome shows. Probably three of the best wrestling shows from last year. And I said TNA couldn't write a good show to save our lives. This proves I was wrong. If you had a gun to my head, you'd kill me right now. Okay? I was wrong. In fact, this morning, I ordered Hardcore Justice, No Surrender, Turning Point, Final Resolution 2012. Yeah, I'm a fan again. Let me explain why I'm a fan again. Okay, remember why I said I was a fan at first? The wrestling. Now the wrestling at TNA, it's amazing again. The X Division. I like what they're doing with the X Division. You know, starting back at Slammiversary 10, when Austin Aries was the X Division champion and he had that match against Samoa Joe. Holy crap, that was amazing. Austin Aries, you know, Austin Aries is the man. You know, I didn't know too much about Austin Aries. I knew he was from Ring of Honor, and I knew he was a pretty good wrestler, but I hadn't really seen him all that much. I knew he used to be in TNA back in 2007 as Austin Starr. Let's not talk about that. But you watch Austin Aries now in TNA, and he's awesome. He's the greatest man who ever lived. He's one of the best wrestlers in the company. He's charismatic. He has the talent. And his tag team, his team of Bobby Roode. Him and Bobby Roode. That was a great match, Destination X. Bobby Roode was a great world champion. I mean, it's just, wow, man. I am so impressed by TNA right now. I am so impressed. They have completely proved me wrong. The wrestling's amazing. You know, the storylines. This Aces and Eights storyline. I've heard about all the plot holes. You know, with Bully Ray being the leader. Of course, I wasn't watching, so I can't comment whether or not I can't comment on my opinion. All I can comment is on what I know and what I've been told on TV by TNA. But this Ace and Eight storyline, I am intrigued. I want to see the storyline. And Bully Ray, oh God, Bully Ray is awesome. He is awesome. You know, he's such an evil, maniacal man. I want to see someone beat him up, but that's why he's so good. You know? And I just like how Aces and Eights, they're just running crazy all over TNA, and TNA's struggling to fight them off. You know, it's great stuff. The X Division, the matches we're seeing, they're like the old days. I love it. You know, the X Division feels relevant. It feels great again. You know, Kenny King, X Division champ. He was awesome. I watched him a couple times back at Ring of Honor, and I said, you know what, I like this kid. I like him. And here he is at TNA. I'm like, I like him. You're good. Zema Ion. Wow, that kid has charisma. That kid. I don't like him. I mean, I like him, but he's one of those heels where, yeah, I like him, but what he does makes me not like him. He's a good heel. And although I've never seen Jesse Sorensen wrestle, I really can't wait till Sorensen comes back and has a feud with Zema Ion and for the title. That's going to be awesome. The X Division is relevant again. It's awesome. It's not crap anymore. We don't have guys like Robbie E winning the title anymore. It's awesome again. The tag team division. Oh my God, Kazarian and Christopher Daniels. These two are freaking wow. They are so cocky. They are so arrogant. But I love them. They are awesome. They are so good at what they do. And the matches they've been having. Awesome. I said already, Austin Aries, Bobby Roode. Awesome. Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez. Chavo is finally being treated like an actual wrestler the actual good wrestler that he is. He's not being reduced to getting these silly comedy crap with Hornswoggle or becoming white, Kerwin White, He's actually being treated like a real serious wrestler now. And that's good. And I got excited when Taryn Terrell tackled Gail Kim this past Thursday. I got excited. And that's scary. A women's wrestling division that I actually care about? Wow. There's so much that TNA is doing right now that WWE is completely missing the ball on. And I can't even believe that I was saying all this crap about TNA practically since the beginning of this year, and only recently have I been proven wrong. It's amazing. It really is amazing.